Bam, Community Coalition Show. We back. We had to do a special edition real quick. What's going on, fam?
It's good. It's good, bro. How you living?
I'm all right. I mean, I don't even know what to call it. Like this day, I'm here. This is my day off. You know, I don't.
Right.
Even when I was a kid, I never really acknowledged the whole like 4th of July thing. Even before I even knew what it really was. Because I'm not a fireworks dude. I don't play with that stuff. Like it never was exciting to me.
Right.
Never wanted to go see it because I don't like crowds like that. It was just
Mm-hmm.
So this day has always been one of them days where it's just like, whatever,
I feel you.
Yeah. So
I really I just celebrated it because everybody else celebrated it. They learned, yeah, this probably shouldn't be celebrated because we kind of did a lot of bad stuff. But
well, yeah, I would say that. And we're doing the Community Coalition Show. For those who don't know, we're doing this on July 4th, which is considered American independence, even though, for most Black people, and I think even people now that are really starting to understand why a lot of Black people don't acknowledge this day is because we don't consider it our independence. It may be an American thing, but I mean, for a lot of us, like, as you guys hopefully see what's going on in the world, and you see why we're protesting, and we see why Black people are trying so hard just to be acknowledged and to have our lives matter. So a day like today is a rough day for some people who still feel like their lives don't matter. And so even though I'm going through this, I found this. In fact, I'll read it in a little bit, but that's pretty much where it is. So we want to do a show today. This is a special edition. We're recording actually on 4th of July. We normally record Monday nights for this show.
Right.
Because we just felt like, some things need to be said. And for some people who still don't understand that, like, I don't know how else to break it down any further than it's already been said before, where we're, that Black people at this point, it's not that we're trying to, there's no defiance here. We're defiant because we don't have the same liberties, and we aren't treated the same as other people,
Right.
And so before I even get to that, I'm not going to do that right now, but I have to say,
we're supposed to have rights, and we don't really have those rights.
We don't. And I'm going to say this, and this is something that, like, if Black people as a people, and even for other people, if you don't understand this basic concept right now, I don't know what else is going to sway it for you. But my thoughts are this, why has this been so hard for Black people? Why is it so hard to get Black Lives Matter? Why is it so hard to get treated as a human being in this country? And it took me back to a thought I had, like, really in the beginning of this. And I said, white people in power. And I'm not saying all white people. I'm saying white people in power, in positions of power, who have been in positions of power. They do not want our lives to matter. Right. So I'm saying this to say, when we talk about people who keep going back to the well, and you're asking why does this happen? I'm telling you why. They do not want our lives to matter because, and I use the metaphor, I took it back to nature, right? Okay. I said, think about a great white shark. Great white shark is the top of the food chain. Think about any apex predator, top of the food chain.
Right.
If his prey became his equal, he wouldn't be at the top of the food chain anymore.
Right.
And I hate to say it like that, but the sharks they eat seals. If the seal became, or the seal was gonna go to the shark and be like, "Hey, shark, man, look, I matter too, fam. Like, don't eat me." Do you think the shark is gonna be like, "Well, you know what? You're right. Let me find something else to eat"? No, the shark is gonna do what the shark does.
Right.
I hate to say it.
I was about to say something else. I was about to be like, or if the prey showed up with a Glock and said, "What's up?"
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah, if the prey turned around and was like, "Now I'm fighting back. What's up?" Now the shark has a problem.
Right.
The same thing was going on. Do you think the white people in power want us to come up? Now that means they lose some of that power. They have to either share some of that power. They have to start figuring out different ways. The people at the top don't like to lose that position. They don't like being comfortable. And that's when we're talking about things like white privilege. White privilege is the state of you've been on top, you've been comfortable. So even if you haven't directly been involved in the hate and the strategic planning of keeping black people down, you've benefited from what's been going on.
You're benefiting from it.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. You're benefiting from it.
That's what we're talking about, these positions of power. So black people, and you keep why? Because they don't want us to. We don't. We came to this country as property, less than human. They did all kinds of crazy stuff to us. You know, this country literally, as I was reading something earlier, and that this country was literally built on that premise. The slavery was an economic engine in the beginning of this country. Literally, millionaires were made during slavery time. And I want you to understand this too. We're talking about millionaires back hundreds of years ago. I'm not talking about a millionaire in 2020. I'm talking about a millionaire in the 16 and 17, 1800s. That was a huge lot of money now. So we made millionaires off of slave labor. Literally. So white people, y'all came up literally on this labor.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's 1600. That's maybe the 1600s, but people are still benefiting from that today.
Well, think about generational wealth. If your family was rich hundreds of years ago, you came up. You probably lived in that wealth. You benefited from that at some point in time. Unless somebody did something catastrophic to blow their money, you benefited from it. I went to school with some kids at literally like their house. They were on, their family owned a plantation. Literally. And I remember like the last probably 15 years ago, they finally sold the last pieces of it and for development and built new houses on it. But I'm talking about, this is 10 years ago. The descendants of those slaves still owned the property, still made money off of it, still benefited from it. Generations, hundreds of years later, that's what we're talking about, generational wealth. That creates the gap. And so that's what we're talking about. It's not that, it's ended. No, there's still benefits still trickling down today.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about the Civil War. The Civil War wasn't, Lincoln didn't free the slaves because he liked the slaves.
Right.
He didn't free them. But he didn't start a war because it was slavery was the issue. The real issue was the money. The southern states were getting so much money off of slave labor that the northern states, they couldn't, because they couldn't grow a lot of this stuff. It was a different economy. It was a different landscape. Right. That's where the tension began from. The power that was really created from the money that was being made off of slavery. It wasn't the slaves. It wasn't us that people were sympathetic for and were like, no, the slave. No, it was the money, y'all. So all these things, as we come back to it, this country wasn't designed for us. It wasn't. This country benefited.
I really hate the whole, but that was so long ago. No,
it wasn't.
Like, there are parents probably that, there are grandparents that probably remember what was going on during that time. And your parents that possibly know what was going on during that time.
Well, think about it like this. Okay, so from slavery, 250 years. After slavery, the system changed. So you wasn't slave labor. We're talking about mass incarceration. There's still another system designed to keep black people down. So now we're talking about generations of black people not being able to come up. And now we have generations of white people coming up. So now here we go, the divide. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so after those things, then we had like Jim Crow laws. Then we had segregation. Then we had, things like stop and frisk, the harassment, the inequities in financial institutions, Why is it that black people couldn't get a bank? It was harder for black people to come up in financial gain and job disparities and all this stuff. Those things trickle down over generations and generations and generations.
Right.
Whereas, like, for example, I had a conversation with one of my white friends, and like I said, one of the friends, his family was able to, they had money, generational money, tracing back to plantations.
Right.
When this kid comes out of high school, his college is already paid for. One, that's a big deal. His house is already paid for. Two, this kid is coming out in his early 20s in zero debt. Because now, go back to my generation. There was no money before me. College I had to pay for. I had to find my way, pay for everything around here. You know, we had to work our way up. That is a huge difference you're sitting on. A lot of things we weren't taught because, again, the financial institutions, they didn't want us to have the knowledge. They didn't want to give us those things so that we could come out for ourselves. That's a new thing. So then we had to go learn. So there's a lot going on. So even though, okay, it might not be slavery, there's a lot there that's trickled down over the last hundreds of years that still affect us today. And if you don't understand that, then you're part
of the educate problem. Yourself.
Yeah, you're part of the problem. And my thing is, and so then my question is it not that you don't want to understand because you just don't want to understand, you just don't know any better, or you don't understand because you just don't care, because you're comfortable and you're in a position where you don't want to care. A lot of people don't want to care because why? That means that it changes their worldview, but it also affects them because then they lose that privilege, they lose that ability to be comfortable. So people don't care.
Right.
And those are people that, to me, that's part of the problem. So that's when I have friends and I'm looking, and it's sad. Like I have friends who, like one of my friends who's a friend on Facebook, we grew up together. We actually played ball together. He grew up around the corner from me. I used to go to his house, and to hear him say some of the things now, I'm like, dude, you grew up with us. But he's a white dude, you know?
Yeah.
And he doesn't.
Oh, yeah. There are a few people I know that.
You don't understand.
Like, yeah.
You know? So it's like, just because you think you around it, you don't understand what's really going on. You know? Like, and so again, and I'm not saying all white people. I know I have some white friends who really do get it and do understand, and they're doing what they can to educate themselves and understand and even help. You know? Shout outs to them.
Shout outs to the allies, man.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why I'm not going to sit here, you know, I know we do this podcast, and I know if you listen to this podcast, we are pro-Black. We're Black men. We do this podcast based on our perspective, right?
All day.
But I'm not going to sit here and say that, like, you know, I mean, we're human beings first, too. And even as I said, too, even with Black people, I said this like a podcast or two ago. I don't remember. But America has wronged a lot of people. Not just Black people.
A lot of countries, a lot of Black people.
Even in this country,
pretty much all Black people.
I'm going to acknowledge the Native Americans. I'm going to acknowledge the Asian Americans who were brought here, the Asians who were brought here and did all types. They were in concentration camps and stuff like that. A lot of our friends from Latino countries.
Concentration camps.
Too. Yeah, man. It's some dirty, dirty history going on. And so if you're on the other side of the fence, like we on, it's hard to celebrate this day.
Right.
Because we view this differently. And the sad thing is, and then I get the side of the fence, oh, that's not American. You understand, we've been trying to be a part of America for the longest. We want to sit at the table.
Right.
You know? So now don't come back and try to flip that either. Like, no, there's people who've been wanting to be a part of America. But if you don't treat us as human beings, we can't be a part of it. So
it's sad that, like you said, we want to sit at the table. We were the ones that built that table so that you guys could sit there.
Built the damn table. Literally. Like I said, millionaires were made. Money was made. And that money drove the economy. It drove the wealth. It drove the power systems. You know, again, go back. Constitution. All men were created equal, but if we don't consider us men, we're not part of that Constitution.
Right.
We were property at the time.
Right. if you're treated as 3/5 of a person, how are you going to, like, you're not a, that's not even a full person.
That's not
like,
a person. And they wrote that specifically to say, we're not a person, so that means these things, the life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, and all that, it didn't
that doesn't apply to you.
So all this, how are we supposed to? How am I supposed to get some damn fireworks and be running around with some sparklers and stuff? No. I'm trying to. I'm just trying to, and we are just trying to
survive.
Yeah. And then part of the trickle down thing, like, you know, when I leave this house, y'all understand, like, there's certain things that especially black men, have to go through that other races don't.
Right.
I have to keep my head on the swivel. I have to make sure all my P's and Q's, my dots, my I's are dots, my T's are crossed, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because the system is designed for one little mistake, I'm through.
Right.
One little misstep, one little misunderstanding, and I can get shot out here.
Right.
So,
and it doesn't even have to be your mistake.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So, I say all that to say, and again, it's hard not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but we have to educate. Say that all the time. Educate. Go learn some of this stuff. It make you sick to your stomach, for real.
Absolutely.
But you have to learn, because once you begin to understand some of these things, you will understand why there's people out there fighting, why there's people out there protesting, why the statues have to come down. Y'all don't understand that type of trauma. You know, like, everyone thinks, oh, it's just a statue. No, these things, they're symbols. You know, there's a lot more than just some bronze and you know, some metal, whatever it is. There's a lot more to that. These are symbols of, you know, a country that wanted to keep us down, and some of these guys who fought those wars to keep that system in place.
Right.
Everybody don't want to see that. We don't want to see that. And so, you know, as we're, and I hope that we're in these positions and we're starting to make some more progress, you know.
Yeah.
But I think the progress comes from the people understanding and beginning to continue those pushes, you know. Because again, you know, I'm a firm believer that you can't go back and ask the person who's been oppressing you to please stop oppressing me. Like, they're not going to. They're not. Why? What's the benefit for them? They lose power. They lose their positions. So we have to find another way to make it happen.
Right.
So
education, acknowledgement, and I don't even know at this point.
Hitting them pockets. I'm still a fan of hitting them pockets.
This other stuff. I mean, we got to.
Yeah, you want things to change? Again, we got to start working at these systems in place. You know, and that's why these systems are so strong. Again, people come, people go, but the systems are what drive these things. You know, these mechanisms, they're already, there's steps in place already. So we have to go back to attacking those systems. And again, you know, we have some powers in this country. We do have, you know, powers in our unity and the decisions we make. And I think that's why the first thing we have to do is we have to come with a unified front. We have to be a unified people, because then every move we make together, and those moves will have so much more weight and so much more power. Like, if we say, no, we're not going to support this, everybody don't support it, we shut it down. Shut it down. So those are the things we have to do. I mean, there's other little things, again, you know, to come together, that we still have to come together as a people. We still have to, you know, I'm not going to put it on everyone else. There's still things Black people have to do to continue to come together, unified. We got to stop killing each other. We got to stop fighting amongst ourselves. We need better leadership ourselves. You know, we got to start putting our dollars back to our Black businesses. You know, there's a lot that needs to be done. We got to unify our families. You know, we got to build up our own structures and systems. You know, there's so much. So again, there's a lot of work to be done.
Right. We have agendas. We just need people to start pushing those agendas, especially within government and like even just local government. Like
Yeah.
we just start there, and we gotta grow from there.
Yeah. We'll start there. Like I said, there's some young leaders out there right now that we got to support. People talking about I ain't voting. How about vote for that brother that's trying to get in office?
Right.
Start there. That may be your first step, or going in, figuring out what the issues are. And if you don't know, find somebody that'll let you or point you in the right direction. Let's start there. There's little things we can do to start. I know it seems like these great monumental tasks, but it doesn't have to be. We take it one step at a time, and we keep stepping, and before you know it, we make progress.
Right.
So do the little things. Everyone can do their part. If you see a Black-owned business, go support them.
Right. And don't try to ask for a discount.
Nah, ain't no discount. Support the business, man, because you don't ask them other people for discounts.
Right.
Support that business. Hold them down. So whatever it is, like whatever your part is, and even if you can't support them financially, some of the easiest things you could do for some of them, blast them, tell people about them. Everybody got social media, retweet their posts, shout them out. Like those things actually do help too. So even if don't think
word of mouth isn't dead.
Yeah, don't think you have to have the money. Tell somebody about it. Hey, that's my folks over there. They doing this over there. Go. They're doing good things over there. Some businesses, this is valuable.
Right.
So there's something we could do. I really tried to tell myself before we did this. I wasn't going to I didn't want to seem so doom and gloom, but it has to be serious. So
it has to be said.
It has to be said, And again, if you agree, holler at us, man. That's why we do this.
It's supposed to be a conversation.
Yeah, it is. So I think I said everything I needed to say. What's going on?
Good.
We good?
I feel like okay.
What you got?
I just feel like there's. Sorry.
You got notes?
No, I don't. I'm just speaking from the mind right now.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's just a lot of bullshit that we should be able to solve, but it's not even that people are too hard-headed to realize it. It's that they don't want to realize it.
I think that's what it is. I think people don't want to see it because I tell you, it's something about a human being and being comfortable. It's like the Matrix almost, where it's like you could take that other pill and go back to and life was comfortable. You were good in that other life.
Right.
If you take that,
you can take the other pill, and open and see how far the rabbit hole goes.
Remember, when that rabbit hole goes, that was uncomfortable.
Right.
That was new. The world sucked at that point, right? A lot of people don't want to see the reality. It's real easy to be out of sight, out of mind. And that's
do you want to be comfortable or do you want to know what's going on?
Yeah, but that's the thing. But also, if you look at our society too, what does our society promote? It promotes being comfortable. It promotes materialism. It promotes wealth and money and having nice things and being able to do what you want.
Right.
The truth isn't really in there.
Right. You can't really do what you want.
Yeah, it takes you to step outside of your comforts and your lifestyle to go pursue the truth. And that's why sometimes it's a lonely place. It could be a hard, lonely place for some people. It is, because once you start to see the truth, you start seeing the world differently. You don't want to go back to that, because it's fake. It's fake. Especially for a lot of Black people. What have we been taught? The American dream, come up, get money, all that stuff. But end of the day, a lot of that
the American dream isn't.
It ain't our dream.
The American dream isn't real.
It ain't our dream.
Right.
So I think that's when you have a lot of the problems. Like, there's a lot of Black people again who they don't want to see this stuff, because their life is good for them right now.
Right.
So, and that's why that's why we gotta continue to educate ourselves. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not even just speaking to white people in this one. I'm speaking to us too, but it is a lot of bullshit. There is, and there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of, bad information. There's a lot of uninformed information, and that's why it takes. So it takes some work to even navigate through some of that, because you gotta be able to sort through what's good and what's not good.
Right.
You know, so it is. It's work. That's what it is. It's effort. It's work that we just gotta start putting in that work.
Right.
You know, it is.
You just gotta be more conscious of it.
Yeah, yeah, and that's another thing too. I mean, like, a lot of people don't like to learn. People just want what's given to them. It's easy. It's convenient. It takes effort. That's one thing I learned in school when I was a kid. If you don't like to do research, it's going to be a long life for you.
Right.
A lot of people don't like to do research. They just like it's immediate. It's information. It's right here in front of you. It's you know.
And it's a lot easier to find now.
It's instant. It's microwave. Yeah.
Right.
So it is. It is a lot of bullshit. It's a lot of that, and we're gonna see bullshit. And that's one thing. If you have the eye for it, you begin to call it out. We're seeing it. Even with a lot of people that just throwing up a facade to say that we're doing good. We like black people. Black Lives Matter. From the same companies that throw their money and their support and their leadership and their causes.
Yeah, look at who they're donating to.
Yeah, but they're gonna say the right things because they want the black dollars too, though. I was reading up on that. What's that? That is a company up in Baltimore. I think it's like Crab Seafood Company or something. One of the owners made some racist comments. They started protesting. And they losing business. So when they come back now, they try to clean it up. We didn't really mean to say that. If I'd have known those comments. What do you mean if you had known? You know exactly what them comments mean, because he made a comment about people running to like the welfare line and stuff. Right. Dude knew exactly what them comments made. He just trying to clean it up now because they losing business.
Right.
Those them type of people, all these corporations coming out.
Example, Papa John's.
Yeah.
Papa John. Dude said, this whole protesting thing is hurting my pocket.
That's all it's
going on.
That's all they care about. They
didn't have to say anything.
That's why I said start to hit them pockets up.
Now he on Groupon.
So what?
I said now they're on Groupon.
See?
And I'm not even knocking Groupon. I'm just saying, like, when the drop.
That's what we have to continue to do. We can't continue to let these dudes slide, and then they I'm sorry, and then we start going back to them. No, because they're not really sorry. They don't give a damn about us. All they care about is our dollars, and that's why I said we have power with our dollars. Use it. We have to use it. Now, yeah, all right. Now I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But for real,
people talk about pocket watching. Watch who you support.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Know where you're getting your clothing from. Know where you're getting who are they supporting. Know where you're getting your products from. Who do they support? A lot of people like these things, but they have no idea the roots of these companies. They have no idea the policies or the mission or who these companies are supporting.
Right.
They have no idea.
Started them.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's when you gotta start doing your homework. Like I said, a lot of this stuff ain't for us.
Right.
What we gonna do? So I'm here. That's all. I'm gonna save the rest for our scheduled Monday nights. We'll do the Bob and Karen's on Mondays. We'll do all that stuff on Monday.
Yep. Yes, we will.
I think for now, we just had to get this out, get this off our chest. I think it was the perfect timing for it, given the holiday and all that. So I'm good. I don't even have no quote.
Oh, I got a quote.
You got a quote? What you got?
Support your local black business.
Yeah. And if you need some, I got a list of them.
Yep.
They're easy to find, y'all. Not as hard as you think.
Right.
And just as good. So on that note, y'all, again, check us out. Community Coalition Show, go to the website, communitycoalitionshow.com. That'll give you access to all the podcasts. That'll give you access to the YouTube channel. You can listen to this podcast. You can watch this podcast.
We on YouTube.
All streaming platforms, YouTube, we there.
We here.
Check us out. If you want to communicate, we're on social media, Facebook group, search Community Coalition Show, Instagram Community Coalition Show, Twitter Community Coalition Show. We all over the place. So interact with us, holler at us. We have a good time. I'm starting to have fun. I'm starting to have fun on social media with it. So, you know, Buddy gets and David be getting us in trouble. So
absolutely. Bro, you know what? I would say that all the people that like I knew in high school, they're probably in those comments roasting me anyway.
Yeah. That's all right. That's now. No, So on that note, y'all, continue to have a good weekend. That's what I'll say. Have a good weekend.
Right.
You know, take some time, if you have some free time, to process. Take some time to take care of yourself. Protect your mentals. Take some time to
protect your mentals.
You know what I'm saying? Just breathe and drink some water and just chill out.
Right.
It's crazy out there. It's hot out there. Never a good combination for me.
People get angry when it's hot.
I tell you, the crime rate goes up when the temperature rises. I'm telling you, like, and it's already tense out there too. That's what I'm saying. Be safe, y'all.
Drink your water.
Yeah, that's it. Drink the water.
Ooh, I just heard it pop. Like, let's go. Like, you look like he did today about this.
Yep, drink that water. I think I crushed mine this now. I gotta get some more. I'm trying to drink like 80 ounces a day. I've been doing it.
I'm just trying to get like 3 or 4 bottles in.
Yep. Rona is still out there.
Yes, it is.
So out of all this that we just talking about, now stay home, y'all. I just got a text from one of my homegirls earlier. Said she thinks she got it. She got to go get tested, man. This stuff is real out here. It's nothing to play with, and y'all want to party and run around, and it's not a game.
It's not the time for that.
Stay where you are. Hunker down. It's okay to stay home. It's okay to chill out. You know, like clear it out. When we get back soon, just like we on Zoom, we used to do this in person. We're gonna get back at some point, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Handle business. Sometimes life isn't always fun, and it's not always good time.
Life is unpredictable.
Yeah. So sometimes you got to be flexible and move with it, y'all. So I'm telling y'all, like, when y'all think it's not real out here, y'all think it's a conspiracy. Nah, people out here died, y'all. People out here dying. It's not a game. So out of all this, be safe, y'all. Protect yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Till the next time we all get up, I'm going to close this out. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.